Hello friends. Welcome to IELTS World. I hope you all getting benefits from my channel. Today I am going to teach you some IELTS formulas to get the high score in IELTS exam. Let's get started. IELTS Success Formula. IELTS Reading Tips for the High Scores. IELTS Academic Reading. Basic information. The reading test is immediately after the listening test. You do not get a break. There are 3 sections in the reading test. Each section has 13 or 14 questions, making 40 questions in total. The test lasts 60 minutes, and at that time you must write your answers on an answer sheet. Here are some of the problems students have with IELTS reading. Time is the biggest problem. Many students don't manage to finish the test. The texts are long and contain some difficult vocabulary. Students find paragraph headings questions difficult. Students find true-false not given questions difficult. Some techniques for help to work faster. IELTS reading is really a test of your vocabulary. If your knowledge of English words and phrases is good, you will do well. There are techniques that can help you to work faster and cope with the difficult question types. However, the best way to improve your IELTS reading score is by doing a lot of reading and vocabulary work. Keyword technique. Search for words in the passage that have the same meaning as words in the question. Always underline keywords in the questions and passage. This helps you to search. Go straight to the first question. Don't read the whole passage or all of the questions first. Most questions are in order in the passage. Time is a big problem in IELTS reading. Move on quickly if you find one question difficult. Miss it and return to it later. Some questions are easier to search for, usually those that contain numbers, names, or distinctive words. IELTS reading advice. 1. Don't read the whole text, you haven't got enough time. Just go straight to the questions. 2. Paragraph questions are much easier if you do them last. Do other sections first. 3. The answers to most questions should be in the correct order in the text, so you don't need to go back to the beginning to start looking for the next answer. 4. Read all the instructions carefully. 5. Look for keywords. There are usually words in the questions that are similar to words you need to find in the text. For example, if the text contains the word global, the question might use the word international. If you find similar words, you have probably found the answer. Six. You must get to the end and answer every question. If you don't finish, you might miss some easy points. 7. Some questions are difficult because their aim is to separate Band 8 and Band 9. Don't waste time on difficult questions. Miss them, finish the exam, and return to them at the end. IELTS reading. Some suggestions. Here are some suggestions about how to improve your reading. 1. If you want to improve your reading, the first thing to do is read a lot. There are no shortcuts or secret techniques. You will only improve with time and practice. 2. Anything you read in English is good practice. So read about subjects that interest you. Try to enjoy reading in English. 3. English is the most used language on the web. Whenever you search for information on the internet, try searching in English first. 4. Remember that understanding is not the same as using. Keep a notebook with useful words and phrases that you find when you're reading, and try using them in your own sentences. 5. Apart from reading things that interest you, you also need to read lots of IELTS passages. If you've done all of the tests in the Cambridge books, read the passages again without doing the questions. Use a dictionary, take notes, and try to fully understand each passage. 6. Another way to use the Cambridge tests is to look at the correct answers to each question first. Your task is to find out why those answers are correct by analyzing the passage carefully and finding the keywords. I'm sure you can think of other suggestions. Be creative with your reading practice. Try to enjoy the learning process, and trust that you will improve if you persist. IELTS reading. Time. Not having enough time is the biggest problem for most people taking the reading test. Here are some tips for dealing with this problem. 1. Go straight to the first question. Don't waste time reading the full passage or the first sentence of each paragraph, and don't read any of the other questions. 2. Do paragraph questions last. Questions that ask you to match headings or statements with paragraphs are much easier if you are already familiar with the passage. 3. Don't get stuck on one question. As soon as you realize that you are having difficulties with a question, leave it and move to the next one. Return to difficult questions later, if you have time. 4. Remember that the answers to most question sections are in order in the passage. You don't need to go back to the beginning of the passage to search for each answer. 5. Only skim or scan for numbers and names. Otherwise, read at normal speed. 6. Work with an alarm. You can do this in an exam, but at home, you could set the alarm on your phone for 2 minutes and try to do each question within this time. My next video will be going to cover the following topics that are also related to IELTS reading. Paragraph headings, false or not given, match the names, skimming and scanning, finding and understanding. Thanks for watching it. If you like this video lecture, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face.